All right, what's going on, everybody? This is Mark with Hindsight. And if you've been watching my previous video, if you have watched my previous video, you'll know I'm in the process of rebuilding or fixing some rust issues that I had with the trunk area. Basically, the trunk channel is rusted out. And I need to fix that before I get to the hinge portion of it. So I've been looking at some YouTube videos trying to figure out what's the best approach to build the channel. Here is the piece that I'm talking about. I've cut this out. We've got some rust holes, obviously. So all of this has been cut out and it basically rotted. So I need to build this. I don't see where you can buy this as a unit or buy any of the trunk channels for a 1968 Plymouth Fury convertible. So I need to come up with a way to build one of these. All I really want to do at this point is build this inner support, this inner section. So it runs along here. It doesn't include this lip. This lip is on the top side. So I'm just building this under section. So I've been looking at different methods to build this. One of them being like a metal brake where you do a shrinker and stretcher to get it to do the corner. But because this is 18 gauge and it has to do a pretty sharp turn, that the shrinker stretcher didn't, to me, look like it was the best option. Plus it's complex corners to do the channel. So, I mean, I don't know. I would almost have to take multiple pieces and weld them together. So that is still an option, but I've been also looking at other options on YouTube. One person showed a couple people showed videos of people making a wooden template. So this would be something that would fit in here, and then you would just kind of hammer dolly this down. So I tried doing that, and this was just a big mess that came out of it. I mean, it didn't look too bad from the back, but damaging the metal on the way down, and I couldn't really get a good corner. So as I got to try to make this edge, I noticed that, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but this is hardwood, and it started to crush down with my hammer and trying to make the edge on it. So I think that might work for smaller thickness metal, but an 18 gauge, which is what this is just going to be too much. So that approach, I mean, while it's still an option, I'm still kind of looking for something better. So that got me to this, which is a roller die method, where I just kind of, I started with just trying to get the first half of this. So just trying to get this edge, because if I figured if I can make half of it, then I just have to duplicate the process on the other side. And this didn't come out horribly bad, but my template got jacked. So, I mean, from there, that is not horribly bad, especially compared to what other things that I got. But it ended up warping the metal, which makes all the sense in the world. But me being new, I didn't understand what I needed to do to fix it. I was kind of thinking, well, if I did the other edge, would that straighten anything out? Because I'm kind of putting it back. But I was proven that you have to shrink or stretch to get the metal straight again before you do the other edge. I had good angles on these, and then as soon as I tried to straighten the metal out, then they open back up again. So there's still more work, but I think this might be the best option so far. So I feel like I'm getting close, and I messed up up here with my template. I tried to just follow the line rather than my template, which was a beginner's mistake. But you can see the underneath this metal does a different pattern than just a straight follow the curve. So this is where it makes like a sharp bend here rather than this part that's a little more gradual. And also, when I was put my template down, my logic was, rather than have to continue this corner down, which what I should have done, I kind of went straight, and when I was bead rolling, I ended up just kind of going off. So it needs to have, I don't know if you can see that, but it needs to have more curve to it. So this is a good practice run, and I learned a lot, but I'm going to try to do this again. I'm going to try to make another one of these and see how I do. So this video is going to be going through that process. So here we go. All right, so here is my 18 gauge steel, and I'm going to cut out a piece of metal. Once I get power. All right, so here is my template. Basically, I made the template by using construction paper and just kind of building every part of the piece. So I actually did it on the back side, so then that goes like that. That didn't work very well. Something's wrong there. Oh, that's this piece. And then this went there. But anyway, as I lay it out, it kind of looks like this. So I need to fold this side up and then this side right. And I'm going to continue on. My goal with tonight is to just build this half of it. So if I get that far, I will consider that a win in my book, because then I know I can make the tight corner, and then this piece I'll just try tomorrow and finish off and see what it looks like. So here's my setup. So what I'm going to use to do this, I borrowed Kevin's bead roller, and I'm using these two dies. Basically, I'm trying to do a flipped edge die. So these two basically stay together and hold it, and then I physically lift the metal in order to bring up the edge. I have to do it a couple of times. I have some dies on order. They should be here this weekend, a couple days from now, that have a little more rounded edge, and I think that will make a better product. But I've been able to get fairly close to doing the edge and getting the right shape, and then I need to use a stretcher in order to, or shrinker stretcher. I have the other side, Harbor Freight stuff, and get the metal flat before I move on to the next curve. So here we go. So as I go out, I'm going from the middle out. So I'm going to do this edge right here, which is this line. And coincidentally, the way my dies are, this 1/2 inch is this here, and then this 1/2 inch is there. So when I roll it, I'm going to first run through without trying to bend the metal, and it just basically puts a mark or a groove along and kind of sets the stage of the edge. Actually, I'm going to do the next edge. So I'm going to do this one that's going to fold it down, because once I do that, I can make this cut and then put this in the shrinker stretcher and try to relieve some of that tension. Okay, so I took my cutoff wheel and cut this a little wider than I needed to. I still have more to go. Oh, you can't see that. So I left myself a little more material for the edge, but now I need to trace the back side, because this is the edge, and I want to run it through like this so that I can lift it, and so I can lift it and get that edge to come up. All right, so first pass through is bringing that edge down. So we're getting close. We're getting somewhere. Okay, here is a little update. So I've been making some test pieces, and as you can see, I have a major warping issue. So I can, with the bead roller, I can make the edge. This one's all jacked up, of course, but when I do that, the metal wants to rise. And that has been my biggest problem. I did try doing something like this, where I hit it with a sandbag and a wooden mallet to curve it the other way, so that when you make the run, it basically offsets it. And that kind of worked a little bit, but really the only thing that worked well was the shrinker stretcher. So I would do this cut, and then I would stretch it, then I would do this bend, and then I'd have to bring it back in again. So I have a little bit of a mess here, but I mean, that's not way far. Like, I don't know if you can see in there, this is what the factory had, where this is the piece I'm making, the bottom side piece. And that tucks in there pretty well. Looks like it might need to come out just a little bit to match it, but it matches this upper piece, which ultimately is what I'm going to be spot welding together. So I will make this, this piece right here is a seam from the factory, and then this top edge is the one that's on the outside of the car, and I would have to make one that comes in this way, goes down a little bit, and comes back out, and then it makes this pretty sharp corner. And then it just kind of folds over this one as I get, this will be my channel, this piece comes up, and then it folds down to weld into the underneath case. And I mean, I'm gonna keep going with this piece and just see how it comes out. at least I got something for all my work, and it actually has been quite a bit of fun. So I do need to trim this down, but let me show you what it would look like on the car. So if I put the piece into the car, I mean, that's basically what we're talking about, and you know, it fits pretty good. I think it actually might work, but I'll keep going.